This is going to be part 2 of a series of videos that I'm making where I basically explain my thought process on how I work on the no NFT builds that I show. This one focuses on the Lasagna meta that's coming up. If you haven't seen part 1, I do suggest you watch that one first because I'm not going to explain everything again that I already explained in part 1. At least I'll try not to. This is where I left off. Now, I did pave some roads and I did clear the scrubs. I did that to save time. But I'll explain that later in the design process. So I'm using Town Guide to design it. I've made 3 stages so far. This is stage 1. Just starting off with a couple windmills. Stage 2 expands the salt production or salt rush. And stage 3 finishes up the gas production. And yeah, I also cleared out all the meadows on here, something I didn't do on part 1. Now I'm gonna start designing what I'm gonna do for stage 4. The goal is to start actually crafting and selling some lasagna, but it's not gonna be a full finished build just yet. I want to get to lasagna because it's going to give me more cash, and if it was the competition, then I would start getting more stars out of it. So that would be better than just selling salt all the time. And speaking of which, I've been selling salt for a couple hours now. Salt rate showing up as like 210 per hour. Brine rate is actually higher, which means I don't have enough windmills operating, which is fine. If I divide my brine by 4, it would give me an idea of how much salt I could have been making, which is about 230. And I know that it's like 6 salt per lasagna. So when you do the math, I can make somewhere between 35 to 40 lasagna per hour with the amount of salt that I'm making. I don't know if that's probably not enough, but it's just an idea of what I could make. Also, as you can see, I'm not using any NFTs. So this has been running with no NFTs. But yeah, well, with that explained, I'm gonna get started with what I can try to do on stage 4. I know that I need milk, and I also need an area where I can put down crops. I'm gonna need wood for the milk, and for the eggs, actually, eggs are involved. Wood for the salt and for the sugar, since that's involved. I'm gonna need some spots for tomatoes. The good thing is I know that the tomato crop does not care about shade, so it's easier to work with that. And I also need some rice fields so I can get the husk rice, which I'll need for the white rice. So once again, trees, sugarcane fields, tomato fields, rice fields. Yeah, okay, so that's what I'll need. Let's look at the shade here. So there's shade pretty much everywhere. I know for sure the south side's always going to have shade because of the mountain. So the plan is that I'm going to be getting rid of all these buildings that cast shade. And that's going to buy me enough space to have my farm or my crops up here. And just to make this easier, I'm just going to clear out this whole spot. I don't exactly know how much space I'll need just yet. But I got to figure out how I'm going to do my ponds. Now, I usually like doing a design where I have like just lines like that. But when rice fields are involved, I need to make sure they have at least 8 passive water. So like this right here gives me a bunch of spots to work with for the trees. But I need 8 passive water for the rice fields. So that gives me 7. And this would also, yeah, that would also give me 7. I could just do a straight across line like that. See, that would be easy. That would easily give me 8. But I'd rather not do that. I know these spots are going to be filled with shade. I could put tomatoes there, but I would rather have tomatoes close to this line right here. So since these spots and these sides will have shade because of the windmills, I don't plan on having crops there, so I could just put down more ponds. And oh, see if I do something like that, I get spots with 8 water. That gives me 8 water. So yeah, if I do the same thing here, also 8 water. And I could do the same thing in the middle. Seems like a lot of water, I know, but it works. It gives me all the water I could need. Now this one, I would, if I could, I would have it closer. So let me see. Let me move this over. See what I could do here. This will work too. Yeah, I think this works better. I want the ponds on the edges because I can't put any crops there. Oh, I mean, it's a shaded spot. So this gives me all this space to work with. I think I can work with that. And I know that I'm gonna need wood, probably a good amount. Let's see. For every lasagna, I'm gonna need 18 wood. Now, there's ways to eyeball this, and so like a tree takes 30 seconds to make wood. So in an hour, you can get at most 120 wood. But you got to keep in mind the movement, the time it takes for the lumberjack to get to the tree and then take the wood somewhere else. Well, pretty much the time it takes for the lumberjack to get to the tree, that's all that matters, right? So with that in mind, you're not actually really making 120 wood per tree. You're making somewhere between 80 to 100 wood per tree. And right now, if I wanted to say get to 40 lasagna because of the amount of salt I'm making, I'm sure I could probably make more salt later on. But right now, let's just say 40 lasagna, right? That means I would need 720 wood. Let's say, worst case, I make 80 wood per tree. So I would divide 720 by 80. And what does that give me? About 9 trees. So I want to say somewhere around 9 trees should be my goal. I could probably do way more than 9 trees with just this. So let's do that. That's 10 trees right there. That's gonna give me more than enough space to work with. Maybe too much. But anyways, I'm gonna roll with it. Because you never know, I might do more lasagna. Or I might need more wood for to build more stuff anyways. So I will add more trees. I'm just gonna leave it at that right now. I'm gonna need rice fields. So the rice fields craft husk rice every 20 seconds. So best case scenario, we're talking 180 husk rice per hour. With the movement speed in mind, maybe like between 120 140 husk rice per hour per rice field. Now, if I wanted to do 40 lasagna, I would need 320. About 3 rice fields, I would say, would let me hit that number. But I have enough real estate here to do 4, if you want to call it that. So even though I only need 3 right now for my goal of 50 per hour, which that's just what I'm eyeballing right now, I'm going to do 4. And if I don't need that much, then I'll just get rid of it, of course. But yeah, with this setup, I can easily do 4 rice fields. And yeah, they're going to be making husk rice. So I like this. yeah, so far I like this idea. I'll keep going with it. I want sugarcane and tomatoes. So let me look at the tomatoes. If I wanted 40 lasagna per hour, I would want 240 tomato per hour. Tomatoes pretty easy though. 30-second craft time. That means at most 120. Similar situation to the wood. So I'd probably want like 3 tomato farms. Yeah, probably 3 of them. And they only need 3 water to grow, but I believe they need 4 water to build. But yeah, just 3 water to grow, so I can put them here. And they don't care about shade, which is a good thing. So if I only need 3, then let's say I have the 3 right there. Yeah. 3 of them right here. More to the left. Because maybe I want to have like most of my industrial buildings here. Because maybe milk production will be in this corner. Yeah, that might work. So yeah, 3 tomato farms, and now I need the sugarcane. So how much sugarcane am I looking at for 40 lasagna per hour? I'm looking at 400 sugarcane. And the sugarcane field takes 20 seconds to craft sugarcane. Same situation as rice fields. There, it's 180 sugarcane per hour, best case scenario, but with movement speeds, I'm looking at somewhere between 120 or 140. So I think I would need at least 3 sugarcane fields, at most 4. So yeah, I want to say 4 sugarcane fields will do it. Now, if I put sugarcane fields here, they're probably going to be negatively impacted because I'm probably going to have buildings over here. At least that's what I'm thinking right now. So what if I have the sugarcane fields a little farther away, like right here and right here? Now, I'm not completely sure if this is where I'm going to have in the end, but right now that's what I'm thinking. And let me just check the shade situation again. Yeah, no shade is being casted on any of those. Now I could add like a road to get to the trees faster, possibly if I don't need anything in this spot. And yeah, so far that's what I'm thinking about that spot. Now I could start working on some of the ponds in that idea that I had. So like the 2 ponds on the side. It will probably impact my rates, but you know, while I'm designing the build, it would be a good idea to at least start working on some of this. I don't want to completely kill that windmill, so I'm going to put a temporary road there. Put down some ponds. And then I got a pond in the center right here. Oh. Okay, pond and a pond. There we go. So that's going to take a while to build. In the meantime, I'll keep looking at my design idea here. Okay, so since my trees are going to be up there, I'm not going to need this setup right here. Just going to go ahead and remove that. I'm going to remove all the scrubs because I actually already did in my build, so I just want to get them out of the way now. Part of stage 4 right here. Okay. Now I kind of want to see, I want to get some roads down, see how I'm going to do this. So I could do this right here and have buildings here. Or I could do this design, cut through the middle, put a road here so I can support these two buildings, and I pretty much need to do the same thing here. It's a funny design, but either one could work. But I'm just gonna settle for this right here. Keep it simple. I'm gonna have a road in the middle, and this will probably be windmills. Well, some of these. Yeah, these bottom ones will be windmills. These top ones, maybe they'll be farmhouses. I'll keep working on the road design idea. So I'm gonna do the same thing over here. At least that's what I'm thinking about so far. Do something like that. The idea is to have the milk production in this corner right here. I can't have it in the middle because I want buildings there, and I can't have it too close to the industrial area because of the dirty. But how many milk barns am I gonna need? Let's see. Okay, right here, I like this road design. I'm gonna take these builders off and see how I want to design the milk barns. I might go for a similar design to what I did in the risotto competition. I could do that. So milk barns need 3 water in order to craft milk, in addition to feed and wood. So this 2 pond setup will buy me 6 spots like that. And I could do 2 more ponds over here. That would only buy me 12 milk barns, I know. Doesn't seem like a lot for a meta that's very heavy on milk. But I know that I'm mostly going to need meadows. So I'm thinking this isn't that bad. This might be enough for at least now. Like I said, I'm not trying to go for anything too finished right now. So what if I got... No, I probably do need those. I could maybe move these buildings around, actually. So what if I did this? What if I just put down 12 milk barns for the time being? It's kind of hard to figure out what the milk rate you're trying to make, like you would expect to make, because there's a lot of variables involved, like what meadow they're gonna go for to feed off of, and how long it takes for the rancher or ATV to get to the milk barn. It's more complicated than trying to figure it out for the crops. If I was going to go for 40 lasagna per hour, I would need 160 milk per hour. Doesn't actually seem too hard. I think 12 milk barns would do it, honestly. So I'm going to go with that idea for now. The milk barns would need to feed off something, so I would put meadows all around. Like so. I don't know if I'm going to have the road like this so close. And could do that. Yeah. You know, I could even run another windmill. Like, oh no, wait. Yeah, never mind. There's a mountain. I almost forget about the mountain there. The good thing is the cows don't actually care about the mountains. But I was thinking of running another windmill here, but no. Mountains in the way, that wouldn't work. So yeah, that's the idea for the milk. See, I could do something like this, but I kind of think I don't have to. That would buy me more meadow space. And I still need a space for my trade depot or my trade pier. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking. Where am I going to put the trade depot? See, the only open world edge is at the top, but I don't want to put a trade depot there because it's going to cast dirty on the crops. So that's not actually going to be a good option. This is going to be one of those builds where I would actually go for a trade pier. Right here in this spot, because I can't put anything else there other than the builder. So I'm actually considering just putting the trade pier here. If you have an express depot, I mean, that won't work. But if you have an express pier, sure, that'll work right here. But I'm not gonna get into the NFTs on this. Yeah, I would say a trade pier for this build design. That's gonna have to be it. I got that. That's the idea for the milk barns. Which, can I do those meadows? Can I do those ponds actually? Not the meadows. It already made one pond. It's gonna take a while, but it's gonna be a pond there. Here and here. Okay, I can. All right, so I got more ponds placed down. That's gonna take a while. So that gives me a good idea on what I'm gonna do for the milk, what I'm gonna do for the crops. Now I just need to place down a few of every building. So what do I need? I need mixing tents for cheese, sauce facilities for pasta sauce and tomato paste, and rice vinegar. Yeah, mixing tents for white rice as well, which means they need to be close to the energy. That's right. So let me start with white rice. Let me just start there. White rice needs 1 passive energy, which means it needs to be in the vicinity of the power plants. How much white rice do I need for 40 lasagna? 160 white rice. Okay, doesn't seem too bad. How much can a mixing tent make? Mixing tent can make white rice every 30 seconds. Best case scenario. Well, I mean, that would mean like 120 white rice, but with movement speeds involved, it has to go to the silo twice. I haven't even decided where the silo is going to be. And then it has to go to the storehouse to drop off the white rice. So I'm thinking it can maybe do like 60 or 70 white rice per hour. Or 80. Yeah, it really just depends. You kind of have to eyeball it. So if I want 160, I probably just need 2 or 3. So I'm trying to make a few lasagna at a time. So I can't be placing down multiple expensive buildings. I think in the end it's gonna be 3. At least if I'm aiming for 40 lasagna per hour. So I could do a mixing tent here, making white rice. And that covers white rice. Now I need a mixing tent for cheese and a couple sauce facilities. And I think I also need, yeah, I need the Italian restaurant to actually make the lasagna. Okay, let me go back and figure out where I'm gonna put the silo and the storehouse. Silo, preferably, I would want it in between, you know, all the salt fields for the brine. I also gotta make sure it's not casting shade on any of these crops. I don't care about the tomatoes, they don't ignore shade. So right here would be a spot that I could do the silo. The mixing tents would have to walk over here to pick up the white rice. Yeah, I think that would be fine. So what about the storehouse? I probably also want it near the middle. No, it doesn't really have to be in the middle. It could be over here, closer to the mixing tents, closer to the milk barns. Still not too far from the windmills. Yeah, I'm thinking storehouse right here would work. I'll probably need multiple storehouses. So 2, 3, really depends on how balanced this is gonna be. So let's just say 2 storehouses. Okay, so now that I know where my storehouses and silo is gonna be, I can kind of like project the path that the workers are gonna take. Okay, so I got my mixing tent making white rice. Now I want to see where my mixing tent making cheese will be. I don't really want to put it in any of these spots just in case. What about right here? They'll go to the storehouse to pick up the 2 milk and the rice vinegar. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, yeah. Yeah, let's just say right there is a spot where I could put a mixing tent making cheese. How many cheese do I need? 80 cheese per hour. But like, I'm trying to do this with the minimum amount of buildings to start off with. So 1 will work. And let's see, sauce facilities. Let me just place 1 down somewhere random. I need rice vinegar, I need tomato paste, and I need pasta sauce. Okay, yeah, that's a lot. So if I want to do this, like if I want this to run autonomously, I need 3 sauce facilities. Now for rice vinegar, it needs 2 waters, so preferably I want that water to be passive. For the other stuff, it can be anywhere else. Okay, first rice vinegar. I want to focus on that. I need to find a way where I can get it to have 2 passive water. The building itself casts 1 shade, which is great because I could put it like in between the ponds and the windmills, and it won't cast any shade on the windmills. So I could put it there. That would be a good spot. It would have to go pick up white rice and pick up a sugar cane. Yeah, I think that's a good spot right there. So that is for the rice vinegar. Now I need to put 1 down for tomato paste. That one has to go pick up rice vinegar from the storehouse and also pick up tomatoes. Now tomatoes, that means they're going to be close to the silo. 3 trips to the silo. So it would make the most sense to have the sauce facility closer to the silo. Now keep in mind, I'm also going to have windmills. So at first thought, I was thinking right here, but no, I'm going to have windmills there. I haven't even gotten to that point yet. I probably should have done that first. But I'm going to put the facility making sauce, I think, right here. Actually, no, it doesn't actually have to be there either. Could put it right here, or I could put it right here. So many choices. Let's see. For now, let's just say I put it here. Yeah, let's just say I put the sauce facility making tomato paste there. And now I need to find out where I'm going to put the one making pasta sauce. That one has to make 5 trips to the storehouse for the tomato paste, 3 salts, and 1 sugar. So yeah, what if I just put it close by, next to each other? How much tomato paste will I need? I need 80. And pasta sauce, I believe 80. Yeah, that makes sense. For now, it'll work. For now. And Yeah, that covers all those items. So now I think I'm just missing the Italian restaurants. Oh, and I'm missing a chicken coop for the eggs. And I'm missing the windmills. So let me do the windmills. Probably should have done that first. I'm gonna turn the shade on. When I place down a windmill, I need to make sure that it's not gonna negatively impact any of these other windmills. I want those to be green craft timer because that's gonna end up being more efficient. So I can have windmills in all of these spots. Well, not over there because that's gonna impact the crops. I don't want that either. Not there. Yeah, I could do one there. I could have windmills in all those spots. I need them crafting sugar or salt. Sugar, I would need 80 here. And a windmill crafting sugar on a red timer takes 4 minutes. So you do the math, it's 15 sugar per hour. But you got to keep in mind they got to walk to the silo 3 times for 3 sugar cane. So maybe say 12 sugar per hour. So if I'm trying to hit 80 sugar, I need at least 7 windmills making sugar. If that's the case, let's see how I can get this to work out. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. Not this one. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. You know what? Let's do 8. Let's do 8 to be safe. Maybe it's too much. But I can always change it out. It's just an idea. And the other ones can be salt. Because I need more windmills making salt. I'm clearly making more brine than I can use. So there we go. That's the idea for windmills. Yeah, as you can see, I have a bunch of empty spots still that can be used for other stuff like ATVs, or other buildings that I just haven't figured it out yet. But that covers my sugar, that covers my salts. And now, I think last thing I need is the chicken coop and the Italian restaurant. So chicken coop just needs 1 water, and it also has to be close to the meadows. So yeah, it could be like right there. And what I might end up doing is just like getting rid of this road. I might not actually need this road. Too soon to tell. It really depends on the milk situation. See, I could just do this. Depends on how much meadows I actually need. Yeah, right now hard to tell. No, but I'm gonna need more road space to actually put down lumberjacks and stuff. I could put down like a lumberjack there, lumberjack here. Yeah, it doesn't give me that much space for lumberjack, so I don't think I can do that. I might have to keep these roads. Okay, yeah, that's good for the chicken coop. And what about the Italian restaurants? Now, let me check. The Italian restaurants, lasagna wants 2 cheese, 2 pasta sauce, and 1 egg. So that's 5 trips. 5 trips to the Italian restaurants. And I would want the Italian restaurant close to the storehouse. So probably right behind it would be good, like there. Yeah, the Italian restaurant wants paved road. So bam, like that. This seems like a lot for stage 4, so maybe I should separate it into different stages. So this is the idea right now on buildings that I want to get to lasagna production. Obviously, I'm still going to need to put down some other stuff, loggers and tractors and ATVs. I got to make sure that I put these buildings in places where they won't affect my crops and my windmills, if possible. For the ATVs, it should be pretty simple. Let me do that first. And I actually don't think I need that many ATVs for this. I could put one here, here, and here. I mean, yeah. 3 ATVs right there. I can't really do anything in these spots, so just really put a road. Same thing with these spots. They're going to be pretty limited to work with. But 3 ATVs, I think that's all I can do there. You know, maybe I'm thinking the pawns, they can be shifted around a bit. But for the time being, I'm just keeping it like this. 3 ATVs will work for now. What about loggers? Or, hold on, let me do tractors first. I can put a... Oh yeah, I can line this up with tractors and loggers, actually. Shouldn't be an issue. See, I don't think I need that much, that many tractors. So maybe 5 tractors, 4 loggers. At least for now, right? For now, 5 tractors, 4 loggers. Should be good. And yeah, there's another windmill right here that I'll just set to salt. And the Italian restaurant is set to lasagna. Okay. Oh yeah, there's a rock here, which would eventually be a meadow. And yeah, right now this is what I'm thinking. This is going to be the goal for the to start making some lasagna. This is going to be my goal. Now this is so much for just one stage, like going from stage 3 to stage 4. So I'm gonna see if I can separate it. I'm actually gonna call this stage 5. I'm gonna see if I can split this up in different stages. So for stage 4, the goal is to get the crops done over here and start building up some tractors and loggers. Maybe just mostly the loggers. Yeah, I do want those for loggers. I think the tractors can wait. The ATVs can wait. You know what? The windmills making salt, that's not a bad idea. I think I can keep those. The windmills making sugar can wait. I do want the storehouses. All this stuff can wait. And yeah, I want to pave that road. Sure, the chicken coops, the milk barns. Okay, stage 4. What I'm aiming for right now, as I'm waiting for all these ponds to build, which how is that going? Okay, it's a work in progress. So stage 4 goal is going to be to get this crop field going and make a couple more windmills and actually make the loggers. And you know what? Make the tractors too. I need the tractors for the brine fields, the salt fields for the brine. That's going to be the goal. This can all wait. Yeah. I need to not focus on so much stuff at the same time. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to move the warehouse somewhere. Yes, I'm still gonna need the warehouse to build stuff, so say right there. And what else did I move? The worker house. Worker house can go there. Not exactly sure where I'm gonna have it just yet, so right there. 3 ponds. Pave road can wait. Okay, here, stage 4. Crop field, tractors, loggers. And move this up, build these ponds, build some windmills. Okay, this looks good. And after I do this, Then I'll move over to stage 5, which will be. Oh, hold on. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna make this into another stage. Stage 5 will be getting. Probably just getting the milk production up. So I would add the ATVs, I would add the meadows, milk, chicken. Maybe not the chicken, that can wait. If I have enough money, yeah, the rice field. But I mean the mixing time making white rice. Yeah, that can wait. And the sugar, the windmills making sugar. That's fine. So from stage 4 to stage 5, gonna be adding all this. And yeah, I still need to add the. I keep forgetting to add the warehouse because I removed it earlier. Okay, all right. So now this is stage 6. Moving from stage 5 to stage 6, I'm adding the rest of the buildings that I need for the lasagna, at least start crafting some lasagna. And by the time I get to stage 6, I think, start paving roads. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I already did that part just to speed things up, but stage 6 would be a good time to pave roads. Not actually sold on if I'm gonna keep these, so let's not pave this section just yet. I might keep it, but I don't see any real reason to need to pave it right now. But I do like that right there. Yeah, okay. So this is gonna be pretty long, guys. Once again, quick recap: stage 4, what I'm working on. Then I'm gonna work on stage 5. And then I'm gonna work on stage 6 and start finally crafting at least some lasagna and leave that running for a while to gather up money to finish the rest of the build later. So that's the whole design. And now I'm going to put it into action. So I'm not really gonna explain every single move I do here. I'm going to either fast forward or skip around and you'll just be able to see it's all work out. Okay, so I am finally back. I pretty much let the build run overnight, letting it, try to do its thing. I did run into a couple issues, which is to be expected. Didn't have enough storages, so I did end up putting another storehouse, but also ran into some issues with the silo getting jammed. Basically, the storages did get jammed, so it ended up using all my gasoline. And I was still collecting cash until I ran out of gasoline. Then I stopped collecting cash. But what I did the past half hour was turned the auto sell off and started to build up some gasoline again. And uh, I try to flush out anything I didn't need from like the silo or the storehouses. But I did get to a point where it is making lasagna, even though it's a little bit of lasagna, very little. Production monitor actually shows like 3.5 per hour. I actually don't think that's right. It's somewhere around 6 or 7 per hour. Yeah, and I kept having to refresh it. So yeah, it's less than 10 per hour right now. But the whole goal was to start crafting some lasagna and learn what I need to do to further improve it. You may have noticed I put down some more lumberjack houses so I could keep getting like wood and lumber to build stuff. I had to put down more farmhouses because 5 tractors is definitely not going to be enough, so I'm going to have to dedicate some space for tractors. I'm actually considering having 2 silos instead of one. And at some point, I had 2 tomato farms, but I reduced it to one. Most of the tomatoes were causing a problem in the silo, so it would be getting jammed. And I think I'm already making a good amount of tomato paste just from this, but I'm not making enough rice vinegar to actually make all the cheese that I need. So likely, I would need another sales facility for the rice vinegar, another mixing tank for cheese, and that's gonna help with my lasagna production. Oh, and also more windmills making sugar. See, because I only have 2 of them. So yeah, I could add another one. So those are definitely some things that I could have done. I wasn't completely paying attention the whole time it was running. So I fast forwarded it, I skipped around, but you get the idea. And let's see, I gotta pull up town guide real quick. Um, there it is. So I was doing stage 4, stage 5, stage 6, but I'm gonna make some edits to this. See, the plan was to have all these windmills making sugar, but I actually have them making salt, which honestly, I probably should have just kept, I probably should have done more of them as sugar. So let's see what I did right here. Right here, I ended up putting 3 storehouses. I ended up making more lumberjacks. Yeah, I ended up doing 3 lumberjacks and like 4 more farmhouses. Oh, I ended up putting the Italian restaurants on this spot instead of the other spot. I didn't even know that. Close enough. So I ended up doing that right there. Even though I put 3 lumberjacks like this, I would have preferred probably doing that. 3 windmills making sugar. I had all of these at salt. Okay, and after I built out all of this, I did add 1 more mixing tent in the end. So I added another one making white rice. I know for sure I'm going to need more sauce facilities. I never got around to making this ATV, so I would say it's not required at this stage. Don't need all those. So yeah, let me remove that from these other stages because it would be too many tomatoes and rice. Um, okay. So right now, stage 6 kind of looks like this. That's kind of how I have my build set up. you know, other than the builders. I did have more trade peers on the side. That's over here. That was just to help me sell some more stuff, like some more salt, some more milk. By the time the build is done, I would hopefully only have the one trade peer. The chicken coop, I did have to move, I think one down, because the dirty that the Italian restaurant cast, and I didn't realize that at the time. So I think I just moved it down one. Oh, that's the wrong. I'm looking at shady. Okay, there we go. Dirty. Yeah, there was one dirty in that spot, so I moved it down one. Now it probably would have worked better with the one dirty, considering I'm making too many eggs, so it's actually using up gas selling the eggs as well. So yeah, probably, you know what? I probably should have left it at that spot. I should have. So I wouldn't have gotten so many eggs. I wouldn't have to waste gasoline on that. Yeah, so right now that's where I'm at. And you know, the goal was to at least start making some lasagna, so I got to that point. And that's pretty much going to be it for part 2. Video is long enough as it is. On part 3, which is going to be the last part to this series of guides, I'm going to focus on actually completing the build and at least tweaking it a little. It probably is not going to be fully tweaked, but I'm at least going to explain what tweaks I am planning on making to that part. So that's it for this one. Part 2 is done. Stay tuned for part 3. So if you found this helpful, hopefully you did. Feel free to like the video, leave a comment, give me any feedback. Let me know if you watched the whole thing. Consider subscribing if you haven't done so. I appreciate your support, and thanks for watching.